Scordatura is a Scottish death metal band, brutal death metal in the vein of European Cannibal Corpse, or something in that direction. This is Sean Connery and Rauta channel reviewing Scordatura. Now this is Mass Failure, is a third album, or the third album by this Scottish death metal name that was previously unknown to me. However, when I got the digital files for the album and I was like, okay, let's give this one a chance. It's probably nothing, but I mean, let's always at least give it a chance. And I was very, very positively surprised. So what did I do was contact the PR person and say, hello, could I possibly get a review copy, because I would actually like to listen to this album more and feature it on reviews. And then the label replied, and here we are, Scordatura. And my friends, this is actually one of the better death metal albums to come out this year, and we are already in September. Now, this is not one of those bands, like the saying goes, inventing or reinventing the wheel. Rather, this is very much going to the kind of a basics of brutal death metal. So it's hard, it's heavy, it's brutal, it's violent, it's relentless, unforgiving, etc, etc. We could go on for quite a while, but this is kind of a pure violence in audio format. So if you have gone through bands like Cannibal Corpse, Deranged and the like, you know pretty much what to expect. No, this is not the most brutal death metal bands or release out there in the world, but nevertheless it's still very, very solid. It's not just apologizing anything, and through its 34 minutes, it's just pounding your head until it turns to a bloody pulp. Anyway, that is what the band is made of, and it's actually interesting. I mean, certainly, sometimes, some days, you are just like, hey, I want to hear something new and fancy stuff and original. And then when you go through that and you realize it's all that hipster bull crap, and you're like, okay, bring me back to the basics. I want to hear all the basics with quality rather than going for the unique for the sake of it. And then you come back with these kind of bands. I mean, sounding kind of brutal at the same time as well as heavy, and having a little bit of those twists and turns along the way. It's like, oh yes, this is like ointment for my wounds. And being 34 minutes also means that this band is not, going over lengthy with the tracks. That I mean, there are so many bands which just don't know when to quit while they are winning. And instead they're like, hey, let's make 8 minutes death metal anthem, which nobody even wants to hear. This is just pounding. It's like a MMA match. You have few minutes and then boom, it's over. And then you're done with it. Now, given that this album has a good production, I mean really good. It's kind of a clear but also very heavy, and it's not too posh, it's not too polished, but it's like everything is right in place. And then complemented by really good growly vocals. Everything is right there to deliver you these blows of death metal in the way it was supposed to be. No gimmicks, no bullshit, just right to the point. So, take my word for it, and obviously go check it out, the music. If you want brutal death metal, you really can't get much better in 2020 than with Scordatura. Believe me or not, well, give it a listen. Thank you for watching the review. Bye bye.